All right, hi everybody. So I just wanted to say sorry for the oopsies on the two lunch and learns. For some reason, they just didn't want to record. So we've gone through this probably twice now, I think. I kind of started losing count on some of these. But I wanted to show you again how to make tickets. It's just a fun, quick thing that you can make with your scraps. If you just want, you don't know what you want to do that day, you just want to make something creative. And we all have tons of scraps. So it to me is like one of the easiest things you can make. Um, you can make them all kinds of different ways. So this is the one that we had made before, or my sample that I had made, I should say. They're just super simple looking tickets. I just added a little piece of lace, a little like glass piece here, and a little paper rolled flower on the top just to make it look pretty. You can use them in your junk journals or whatever, and you can have, places to write and things like that. And we tucked this into our envelope. This is another one that I made just a little while ago because I wanted some bigger ones to show you. And you can see it has the same type of settings, the holes and things. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do it. And I left the back blank and I just put the two lines for the ticket so that this way if somebody wants to use this in a journal, they can write on the back. So I left it with there was like a little piece left. I was like, well, I'll just leave that so that way I can tuck this into a loaded envelope or something, or into a pocket on a junk journal. And I just added another rolled rose or flower, a little leaf there with some scraps. These are just some super basic. If you just need some filler, you can make these ahead of time, just stamp them and have them ready to go to match whatever theme that you want later on. You can even just start doing your blanks like I do here. I was testing out like a double hole type of thing, the single hole, because the holes in the middle are like, if it's a ticket machine is what feeds it through the ticket machine, it grabs into the hole. It's like these little hooks that feed it through the ticket machine. That's why those ones have holes in them. But you can pre-make a bunch of these, just do a little making session. Here's another version of some tickets. This one has a little end piece to tick off. Since I was a little bit extra, I'll usually leave that one for like an extra large ticket that has like an extra little pull-off piece. And I made all of them different ways. And then I want to show you like a real ticket, just so you can kind of get an idea of how to make a ticket. So you can get a couple of real tickets that maybe that you have that you don't want to use for everything, but it gives you ideas of what tickets can look like. And they can look just like about anything. So for this, oh, and I want to show you these ones too. I love this one. So this one was actually made out of an envelope, a security envelope. So I thought that looked really cool. It reminded me of like, I don't know, like a train ticket or something that has like three parts, like, your beginning ticket, the piece that you keep, and then like an extra for like a transfer or something like that. I overstamped a little bit there, but I think this one came out really cool with the security envelope, and it's like more of a paper ticket looking thing. And I was just experimenting with different stamps. So like as a whole, it looks a little funny, but as you can see, like as a single ticket, it will look really cool by itself in different ways. And then you could just stamp the backs however you want. Again, just regular ones, just some that I have ready for other things. But so to make these, just so you can get an idea of what you're going to need, you really don't need a lot. At any given time, you can have as many supplies or as little supplies as you want. But you want some scraps. So these are all my scraps and some stickers and stuff. But these are really good because I tend to have a lot of scraps like this where I'm making something and you end up with that little strip that you're like, what the hell should I do with this? The end piece off of a scrapbook page. I have lots of those that come up where it's just the end pieces for papers. And then, like I said, I got the envelope, just a security envelope, and I use the security side to make a paper tape out of that. I mean, a paper ticket out of that. So just scraps. I mean, we always have pieces of scraps and you're not quite sure what to do with them. And then like something to decorate them with, you know, stamps, stickers, washi tape, whatever, ribbons, beads, stuff like that. But the main tools you'll need to make it easy is either like a corner rounder, and a hole punch. You can do crocodile if you want to do a whole bunch of holes at once. I like doing that, especially for the regular hole size. Just some scissors. I have two just because this is more paper and this one I only use on fabrics. So for like ribbons and things. Some inks. You can get some different types of stamps. So these stamps like have an admit one, different numbers, prices, all these different things. You can see that I use that a lot on these. If you have ticket stamps, inks, ribbons, that's pretty much all you need. Nice to have, it makes it a lot easier, is a scoreboard and a paper cutter. But since I already have a bunch of these scraps already done, we're going to just start it that way. And I'll show you the different types of punches that I use to get some of like the corners and stuff. So let's put these aside. Now we'll get started doing that. These are my decorations. Oh, also, if you want, it's totally optional. You can also use a perforation tool. So you can see it how the blade has those little marks in it. It's a little sharp, so you want to be careful, but you can see that it has like these little indents on it, if you can see it. I think you can see it. It's trying to focus, but it comes in there every so often. But you can see it has like, it's a perforation. And what that does is it gives it that little ticket tear off thing on there. I like this one, but they're kind of far apart. So they're not bad. I do like it. I do prefer like cutting out tickets on my Cricut that way, and you don't have to do perforations at all. They rip pretty easily if you want to use them just like that. But let's go ahead and start just with a strip of paper. So this is just like an extra strip. You can see it's got a few bits of ink on it and stuff like that. So all you're going to do is, you know, get an idea of the size you have. So this strip happens to be like just a little under 1.5 inches. So I figured about a 2-inch on this one. Usually 2 to 2.5 inches are pretty good. So you're just going to score it every 2 inches. And if you have a little bit left over, that's at the 2-inch. This one is going to have like this little nub at the end, which is fine. I'm going to leave the little nub on the end so that can be like a little extra long ticket that has a nub to pull apart or something like that, right? So that's your base at first. You're just going to score it to make sure that you have 2-inch tickets by like 1.5. It really doesn't matter the size, but you want to make sure it's not square as much as possible. All right, so once you score it, and if you want, right now is a good time to like add the perforation marks. Although you want to be a little careful because sometimes if you do the perforation a little too much, they start coming apart on you. So sometimes you might want to wait a little bit. So the next thing you want to do is just make the ticket itself, the shape of it. So there's different shapes you can do. So like for instance, this one, you can see how there's these deep kind of indentations right here. And then I experimented, like I said, with a 2-hole and 1-hole. So these particular edges were done with my paper cutter. And I'll show you. So on the paper cutter, if you have the Works all-in-one type of paper cutter, it has all of these different punches on the bottom. Okay, let me move this just a bit so you have a little more. I can't push this anymore over. I just want to move this up more so you guys can see it. There we go. A little bit more. I should be able to see it. So it has different ones. So this one is made to, it's basically a corner rounder, really. So I'll show you what each of them do. So this one's really just a corner rounder. You use it to make tabs and envelopes and things like that. All this is different ones. This is a hole punch, just a regular hole punch. This one, there's 2 sides to it. This is a corner rounder as well, but this is to make little notches for envelope making. But I find it really good for making these notches for the tickets. And all you have to do is find your line. And on here, you can see there's actually a hole in here. You see that little notchy piece right there that's right in the here? Just line up your line with that. And let me go ahead and outline this line just a bit, just so you can see where it is. So you know where the line is. And I'm just centering that line in that hole the best I can when I'm punching it. So when I punch it, it's going to give me that little notch. So that's one notch version. So I'm going to do one of them like that, just so you can see it. That's one of the notch versions you can do. The next notch version you can do is if you fold this over, you can use a corner rounder. Now, this one's a little harder with this type of corner rounder just because it's double cardstock, but it will do it. And you just corner round both ends. And that's really just going to give you more of that type of notch. You have that, you have that. The other thing you can do is on here, you can either fold it or not, it's up to you, and get a punch, just a circle punch, and you're just gonna remove, let me get rid of that little, there we go. You are just gonna remove, let me see if I can get it lined up in there. You see that? You're just gonna notch out that like that. And that's going to give you kind of more like a little notchy bit. It's a little different. It looks odd to me. I like to do it this way. It's actually better with like a bigger punch. Always comes out funny that way. There. See that? It's a little bit better. This is a bigger hole punch. Easier with a bigger one. You can see the size of that hole. It's pretty big. It's a little hard because of this little door. I'm tempted to break it off. And actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and remove this door, because it really does me no good. So I'm removing that door so you guys can see it. But you're going to basically want to line up the center of like half of the circle. And let me draw a line so you can see it. So there. Let me see it this way. So you want to get halfway in that circle and half on that line. So you're basically doing like that. And I have to turn it towards me to see it. And so that way you get more of that kind of a notch. And you get more of a ticket notch. And then you want to go into these corners and just do the same thing. You want to take a bite out of that corner. And you can make that corner as big or as little as you want. But that's going to give you more of that traditional ticket look, like that, with all the corner notches out. This one's going to give you more of a rounded look. This one's going to give you more of a notchy look. So you can see this is like notches. I'll show you different ones. We'll make one of each. Yeah. I'm making a mess. Okay, let's get some strips so you can see each one complete through. I mean, they're really pretty simple. Not a lot to them. So that's why I like these for lunch and learns, because it's fast. I have like all these little bits all over everything too. There we are. Okay. So again, you can get something like this every 2 inches. You can score it. And you can do it on here too. I'm going to go down this just to score. I'm going to do 2.5 to make some bigger ones. This one's a bit wider. This one's a little wider, so I did 2.5, and then I get this little extra bit at the end. So just so you can get an idea of how big that one is. So it's 2.5 inches wide instead. And then this one just has a little extra piece at the end to make a big one. All right, so this one I'll do all notches. Honestly, this is so bright in here. It's hard for me to see it, so I might be a little off. And when it comes to the ends, you're still gonna just go halfway on that, and it'll create that end notch. So you're still getting that little tiny piece. Tell that's a really small here. And if you accidentally do what I did, so see how it has that little bit more of a curve and then up, I just straighten it out with some scissors. You know, not a big deal. And I mean, you don't even have to cut it, but sometimes I'll go a little over and they don't look quite as even. But you can see this one's all notched out. That's that type, okay? We'll get into the decorating. So we go to the next one. I can get it back out of you. Okay, so now same thing. I'm just gonna go 2.5. It's a little easier when I show you guys when it's bigger. Okay. So the next version I'm going to show you is with this. So I'm just finding in the center. And most or many punches somewhere, there is a way to tell where the center is. See, there's a little notch right there actually lining up the center of this. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it's in the center. So I can line up my center line with that and make sure I'm only going halfway on the circle. And you know, if you want, I would suggest marking yourself a line across where you want it to go up to so that it's easier for you to line up each time. I'm not with my usual craft room, so a lot of stuff is still in storage for me, as you guys have heard like 1,000 times. So I have some that are marked to make it a little easier for me. So this one I'm doing with the half circle. I could do this. I could do the corner by finding the center. Using this still just to find the center of this. There we go. So this is more kind of traditional, I want to say, looking ticket shape, right? That's going to give you that shape all the way through. Okay. And then we take another one. This one's thinner. So I'll only go 2 inches on this one. This one has a teeny tiny little thing on the end. If you have small stamps or something, they could put like a barcode or something on that. Even draw out lines just to make it look like a barcode. That's also good. So you have this version. And with this, we're going to do the rounded corner rounder. So you can use this corner rounder. You can use whatever corner rounder you happen to have. I'm going to use this one. This these tickets are smaller, so I'm gonna use the smaller corner rounder. This one's kind of big. I'm afraid it's gonna like take up most of the ticket. That would be really the only other thing you want to think about is how big of a ticket you have to how big of a corner rounder or notcher you might want. I love this board. If you go to my profile, it'll take you to all my links. You can go to my Amazon shop from there, and this board is listed on there. Oh, and make sure you use your coupons. I think there's a 30% coupon from Michael's right now off of anything regular price. And that's as of May 3rd right now. I can't promise it'll still be there, but definitely use your coupon if you're going to go to Michael's. At Michael's, though, it's quite overpriced. I want to say it's like $70 or $80, and that is not how much it costs. Amazon, you can definitely get it for less. And I believe you can still get it in 2 colors. You can get it in the teal like this, or you can get it in like the lavender, I think it is. I had wished I had waited because the lavender one came out like just right after I had gotten this one. And now the blades are readily available, which is nice. All right, so this is more corner rounder, but the smaller corner rounder type of ticket. And then if you really don't have anything fancy, not a problem. Like if you don't have punches or anything like that, you can still make these pretty easily. Just get your strip, get an idea, a ruler or something, right? And get an idea of where the 2-inch mark is and just fold it. And then fold it back again. So you can get that zigzag back and forth. And then just do the same thing. If it's slightly off, it's fine. This one has a little tail again. You got your ticket shape so far. If you don't have a punch, you can, oops, I don't want to use those. And you don't want to do a circle, just cut straight across like that. Just completely straight across. I mean, how simple, you don't have to grab out anything but your scissors and your strips of paper and cut them straight across. And see, still looks like tickets. Really, really super cute. It's fun and fast. Oops, forgot these ends, but you get the idea. I'm gonna leave that one because that looks kind of cool. But see, super simple, really easy. Like, where is our real tickets? I think a set of real tickets that I have right here. I don't even know where I got those from, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, this one does have the little notch. It's because the reason they have more of a notch like that that's circled is because these are the kind that feed through a machine. And that's why you have the center circle. It's what grabs it to spin them through. Now, to make that center circle, it's just the same thing. You grab, I like using a smaller punch for that. And you're going to just go and find the center of it like that and halfway through. And then it makes your little center circle that makes it feed through a machine. Now, if you're doing it by hand, just like we did this one, just get this and cut yourself a little circle. I'm very uneven when I do this, but you get the idea. Mine's always come out really uneven. Don't forget that when you make the center circles, always get the ends. Always make that one smaller, but make sure you get the ends on them. So you can make like all your tickets and set them all up. So you have all these different shapes, just do a whole bunch of them. And then you just decorate and stamp. Let's do slight cleanup here. I said, if you're watching this on the replay, this was originally a lunch and learn meant to be quick and easy, just so we could sit and make a whole bunch of them while we were having our lunch. All right, so let's play with some of these blanks here that we have. You know, it could be a non-feeding type of one. You don't have to put the center hole if you don't want to. Totally up to you. But now we decorate. So inks. I suggest you have a black ink. This is my detail ink. I accidentally peeled this off. It's my Brutus Monroe detail ink. It's a permanent one. He's changed the packaging a few times on Brutus Monroe, but no, still good. Some distress inks or something if you want to make it look a little more vintagey. This doesn't really matter what colors. These are all my browns. Okay. These are all my browns and stuff and my black. I got some distress oxides and vintage. I don't have a lot of my stamps here, my stamp pads. These are actually new ones now. Vintage photo, villainous potion, salvage patina. I know I have a couple other colors here. I'm sure they're at. And some, you can get some stamps. If not, draw on it, add cute stickers on it, whatever you want to do. I like to start with maybe inking it up a little. I have, where is one? Oh, there it is. Just need one of my extra little pads so I can change one of these out. I want one with black inked edges. And I know I have one of these that already has black, but I don't know what to do with it. We're just going to do that. Easy way to distress the ends instead of doing this and sitting here doing this the whole time. Just do this. Circle on top of something else. Some of these papers got wet and I don't know how. I do have my drink up here, but it had been sitting up here for so long, there's no way there was still condensation. I'm not quite sure where that happened from. But if you do this, you'll get the edges pretty well. You see it's getting the middle nicely. Don't forget the other side. There we are. It's just a quick ink up process just to get a little bit of a vintagey patina on it. You can make them super cute and bright. You don't even need to put a patina on it anytime. Just make it however you want. Now lace. I love using lace on these because it's really fun. I have this one that I got. I don't remember where I got it from. But I like it because it already has like sections. And it's a really good size for this. So this is our fabric one. Cutting down the middle of the sections. If I do it right, I don't end up popping open those holes. There we go. If I do it right, I don't end up popping open the side thingies. But this one, I didn't quite get it. It is open. I'll still use it, but I try to get between the stitch on that one. We got 4. I forget what project all of these strips came from, but I kind of have a lot of them, and I'm always like, I don't know what to do with them. I mean, I usually have something to do with them. You can also, with the, if you have the old scoreboard or even the old, not the old scoreboard, the old envelope punch board, this one, if you're going to make large tickets, you can use this same notcher thing. It has the same notcher that the other board has that we made these notches for, but the notch is way bigger So you need to be careful. Like you only want to do this for like big tickets. See, the notch is huge compared to this thing. You see the difference on that. So if you're going to make like a really big ticket, then maybe use that. If not, I really would avoid it. Or if you're able to stabilize yourself and draw yourself a line as to how far off of this, how far away from the wall you want to be, you can manage your notch and make smaller notches then. But yeah, you want to be careful because that makes a huge notch. But this, if you actually do use this and you watch how big you're doing them, I did a little off, but this board, that notcher system, I'm making these the wrong size, but you'll get the idea. And you can find a tutorial online too, but you see this? Oh, don't forget to notch the ends. Quick trick, which you've probably seen 100 times unless you're new to the envelope punch board. And you can do the same thing with the other notcher on the all-in-one board. Just these are going to be smaller, but they're supposed to be the same size. That's off, but well, sort of. They're supposed to be. I shouldn't say they're supposed to be the same size because they're not. Do that again real quick. Okay. It's supposed to look more like that on the end instead of that one, but it still does work. It's because it's gonna go like this, but it makes a cute little bow. You're not supposed to squish that down, by the way. But you can see it makes a bow, and then you're supposed to do it so that it makes the thing that comes out here and this thing. But there's tutorials on how to make bows out of this, just so you know. You've probably seen the notching happening before if you have one of these. There's so many things that you can actually make with that envelope punch board. I actually made a 3D teacup with a little tea, what do you call it? The tea saucer? Saucer and teacup. Like a full-on teacup, 3D teacup. It was so cute. All right, so on these, I like to get the lace. I'm just gonna, I know about where the lace lands. This is Beacon 3-in-1. I like it for things like lace, fabrics, anything that might be a little tough to glue down. Otherwise, I will use white glue that's fast drying, usually glitter glue. I'm just putting those in the center. Now, before you get like super chunky, one thing I should have did was stamp the other side. So I can get an easier stamp, but I can't help it. I always end up wanting to decorate them real fast. I mean, how cute is that just alone? Just pretty little lace, add a little flower in the middle or something. But on this side, you can like stamp it up, make different stamped images on here. So really lucky this one had an Admit 1 on it. So I'm just putting those on the bottom of each one. I always suggest putting the stamp pad over, not what I just did. Less risk of getting ink all over the edges right here. I'm in a hurry. Got a bunch of Admit 1s. Look, you can see kind of what they do. I mean, the back is just plain. On these, they always have some sort of number, a little bit of writing around, or not writing, but a little bit of a border. I like I mean, if you have a stamp ticket, stamp away. But if not, I'll draw a border, which right now they are absolutely awful. Sorry. Of course, my mom's calling me. My border is terrible, but yeah. I could just do a quick border across it like that. And that's always good. All right, then once you have that, you can add numbers, things like that. You can already see. I mean, it's messy, but it's cute. So I can go in here and I can get like this $1.25. This one is so cute. I love the stamp set. I'm gonna try to link this stamp set. It came with it actually came with a bunch of stamps. It came with this one. I want to say it came out with like 4 or 5 stamp sets, and then a bunch of small ink pads. Not like this. They're not the best ink pads, but I was really pleasantly surprised by the stamps. I did not think they were going to be that great. They are a little squishy, so you got to be careful. Don't press them down too hard. But look, they're already shaping up. And then let's go ahead and add a number on here, maybe. Try to see if that's going to fit. It's just going to fit. Or maybe I should use this one. Okay, so it has the word number on it, which is never going to fit. So it's okay. It's okay what I'm about to do because you can always put it next to it. I'm going to slice my stamp. I still have the number, the number stamp, I guess you can say. Like these all do have that too. So it's not like I don't have it. So it's just a number by itself. I actually have this really cool old stamp that I have from my mom. Because she always worked in offices and she was always buying herself stamps to make things easier for her. She used to do medical claims and stuff to write a number in all the time. So she started stamping them better instead of having to write this big long number on everything. This huge number. Look at that. And you could change the numbers up if you want. Oops. Oh, a little oops almost. And then I'm just going to make another line on them. I'm just adding like a different little look with the dot. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but this way they look like different types of tickets. I think they look kind of cute. I think they definitely need borders. I think that's cute. I mean, look at that cute little set. Now, I don't usually stamp too much on them to make them full-on tickets because I like to use them as writing areas. But I mean, how cute is that? Just a cute set. So you can see, I mean, it's pretty easy. Play around with stuff. I will show you how I did the paper version one real quick. So all I did was get, find us another one. Actually. I think I have one. I don't get a ton of mail, and when I do get it, I don't really open it because I know it's not important. But I get everything electronically as much as possible. Ooh, actually, I accidentally opened somebody else's mail, I think. All right. Yeah. Okay, so this is another one of those security envelopes, right? I literally cut this one by hand, you guys. The other one that I did, I cut it by hand. So I simply cut that off. I'm gonna do a white one this time. I want it to look like, you know, train ticket or something like that. Real cool. There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna use this. I mean, it's a whole piece. Should probably make it just a little straighter. Yeah, not so bad. All right, so here is that ticket that I did. For this one, I try to cut out the pieces all myself. I'm gonna make this one super easy for all of us. We're just going to do an end piece and then like 2 even pieces, right? Let's do one of these. I cut all the way through, so all of these match now. So it's 3 like even pieces, right? And then got those 3 even pieces. And then if you want to like vintagey it up, that's what I did. I used vintage photo on this one. I used a distress oxide. Yeah, I'm thinking probably use. I use a distress oxide because of the dark color already because of this, of the security part of it. See, very cool. All done. All right, so then all I did is just get um, different stamps again. I signed that one. That was kind of cool. So this one has like a little like signature area, I guess, or some sort of little area. And for this one, I used the black ink. Other ones you can use different color inks. Remember, tickets come in all kinds of colors. So I made that kind of like a little signature. I do notice that a lot of times the numbers are like in red or a different number colors. So I think I'll try that this time. Let's do this one. And this one I remember I needed the big guy. If you ever have something big and it's too big for your stamp, put your stamp in the middle and take up as much space as possible. So instead of doing it this way, so there's too much rocking, I'm doing it across so that I can't rock it very much. So I'm going to do that. I am going to somehow, oh, I know how I can do this. Okay. So I'm going to make the numbers in purple. Now I am inking up the whole thing so I can get up as much ink as I can in there. But then I'm going to go to the edges as much as I possibly can and get the frame. I'm looking from underneath. I'm looking underneath here so I can line it up. but I'm trying to ink the frame around the numbers in black. If you have a stamp marker, they do have, or at least I think they still have markers that so they can color on stamps. If you have a regular marker, that works too. But so that you can color in stamps. So here we go. That worked pretty well. Got a little bit off right there, but that looked good. We got a purple set of numbers. Now to do it again, make sure you wipe off your stamp first. You're gonna get black on your purple. You don't want to do that, but it's gonna be there forever. Okay, I don't know why like 1,000 wipes just came out. Okay. All right. So. Oh. All right, I think I did that. I have a feeling there might be a little purple left on here. There we go. All right, let's do the next one. I'm just getting it just underneath. Stick one. I'm doing them in 3 sections, so they're like 3 different types of tickets for like, say, the same journey. I don't know. That's the way I see it in my head. All right. And then get these back where they belong. I always lose them this way. And the last one is the date one. So it had other dates, but nothing like really good date-wise. So I am just going to do the same date one that I did before. I think this is way bigger, so the date's going to look way different. There we are. Okay. Then if you have like a name of a place or something, you can put it up here or handwrite it if you're good at handwriting. Put that there. You can get stickers and just add something pretty. It doesn't even have to be like anything else. So I have like these cute little different stickers like this that I can put up there. So these stickers were a little weird because Some of them are die cut and some are not. There we go. How cute is that? And then I'll get another one. This might work. Let me see if I can get this one to work. This one might not be die cut. Oh, this one's die cut. Just a pain to get off. Oops, ended up right on top of that, but that's okay. And then I just went in there and did like funky signature, but I mean, how cute is that? Just something fun. Now we got some shinies and not shinies, but I think all that would work. I mean, that's pretty much it. If you have that, you can add in little extra things to build up on your tickets. We can add something cute like that. Washi tapes. Add in some little jewels and things in there just to make them look pretty. We can add some stamping. I mean, how cute is that? Just super simple. You make all these different tickets pretty quickly. I mean, we did that pretty fast. But this way you get to use up all your scraps. You can see I made a giant mess. But now we have a ton of tickets. We have all these bases that we can play with now and all these other tickets. I think that was fun. Fun and simple. We can just make tons of tickets and they really don't take that long. All right. Hope you like that replay. Have a great time.